It's getting to that time of the year where there's going to be a bunch of people who are going to be like, maybe it's a good idea to start flight training. And some of you guys don't know really what to get, what you guys should get, what you guys should not get. So in this video, I'm going to explain what you're going to need before your first flight lesson when you start flight training. This is a very niche specific video, so if you guys are already in your training but just need some tips on what to get, stick around as well, because this ain't just for beginners. This is for, well, really anyone if you guys need something. But anyways, we're going to go over the essentials that you're going to need in order for, well, orientation, getting everything ready. And you're gonna need a few documents with you. One, you're gonna need a government issued photo ID. So a driver's license, ID card, a passport, which you guys need to bring your passport anyways. Why? I'll get to that in a second. Medical certificate, which you guys maybe don't need on your first flight lesson, but it's a good thing to get your medical certificate before your flight lesson, just to make sure you guys don't have any health complications that prevents you from getting your pilot's license. I made the mistake of not getting the medical certificate before I started my flight training, and I was actually lucky because I don't have any health problems that's gonna contribute to flying. Third thing you're gonna need, which you probably won't have on day one, but you and your instructor will fill out a form called IACRA to get it. It's called your student pilot's, well, it's student pilot certificate. You call it student pilot's license, SPL, whatever. You're gonna get this with your instructor. It's not really a one-man type of show kind of application, so your instructor's gonna help you fill it out, and then you'll get a piece of paper that'll be your temporary, and then you'll get a card in the mail, which is gonna be your, well, student pilot's certificate.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from. It's a letter from our friends.
The fourth thing you're gonna need is a form of payment, so credit card, debit card, checks, cash. I have not seen people use cash in order to pay for a flight, except if they're like paying their buddy for prorata, which is different. We'll get to prorata later. And then your logbook. So really the most important essentials to have for day one. Now we're gonna get into gear, because there's gonna be some things that you guys are going to need, some things you guys don't need, so we'll get into it. And also some things that you guys will want, but will need to know like specifics about. Anyways, flight gear. So headset, of course. Headset's gonna be like your number one most important piece of gear. It's gonna live with you. It's gonna live in your flight bag and on your ears. So don't go too cheap with them, and also I wouldn't go for the most expensive ones as well. I personally have had two headsets since I started flight training. I had the David Clark's, which I can show you guys, and I have the Bose A30s. Let me go get them for you so I can show you guys. Also on my list, I'm going to put on flight bag as well, because, well, you're going to need something to carry everything in. But you guys don't really need to buy one if you guys are trying to stay on a budget. What you guys could do is just use like an old backpack from high school or something. That works. I have had two flight bags as well. I had a tiny one that just fit the headset and the iPad and like other stuff. And now I have a bigger one because I carry a lot of stuff. But these are my David Clark's right here. I've had these since I've started flight training, quite literally from day one. So I never rented a headset from my flight schools at all. You guys can, but having your own is way better in my opinion, just because you know where it is, it's yours. But yeah, these are pretty good. These are passive noise canceling, so that's why we have these big cushions on here, so you guys are still going to be able to hear the engine, whereas I need a place to put these. There we go. And then I also have my Bose A30s. These ones are a little bit nicer. If you guys fly with friends after you guys get your private, make something unique about your headset if you guys have the same headset. I know mine is mine because it has this GoPro mount on it that doesn't even work. But yeah, these are active noise canceling, so it's going to be a little bit quieter in the plane. It also has Bluetooth, so you can listen to music, which you're not really allowed to do. Still could do anyways. And you can also make phone calls from it. These will set you back about over $1,000. Whereas these over here, they're probably going to be in the range of about $250 to $400, depending on the model you get. I don't remember the exact model that I got. But yeah, headset's going to be the most important thing because you're going to need to hear your flight instructor and radio comms. Sunglasses. You guys can vary with sunglasses. If you guys are flying glass cockpits, or really just in general, try your best not to get polarized sunglasses. Try to go for the non-polarized, because when you're using polarized sunglasses, especially in a glass cockpit, you can just move your head one way and all the screens will go black. Hasn't happened to me because I wear non-polarized sunglasses. I actually got my sunglasses from Ray-Bans. They're the Aviators, because I want to look like Tom Cruise when I'm flying. A good thing to have, especially in Florida, because it's so bright in the sky. So good thing to have. Also, you guys can get this. You guys don't really have to, but get a knee board. This will help you with holding your checklist. I use the knee board a lot for when I was in my private training. I don't really use it now, but it's like a good little clipboard to have on your leg. And also notebook and pen. So I have tons and tons and tons of pens on there. Also, I'll get into this in a second, but you guys can also jot down notes on this as well, so you guys don't really have to get the notebook or pen. And then also, if your flight school hands it out, have like a copy of the syllabus or the handout. My old flight school did have a syllabus, kind of, even though I was part 61. They also did have 141 over there, but my new flight school, they don't really have a syllabus, so you can kind of make your own, kind of, just like ask your instructor what you should study and work on. But after that, we're gonna go into tech and apps, because this is probably the second most important thing. So what you guys should get: ForeFlight, Garmin Pilot, or whatever your school uses. I personally recommend ForeFlight. It's about $250 a year for the middle tier package. And also get yourself an iPad. Yes, I'm taking off the stand for now. Get yourself an iPad. Make sure you guys get the cellular version of the iPad. You guys don't have to activate the cellular version, but make sure you guys get the cellular version because it has a GPS chip in there, so your ForeFlight doesn't like get messed up when you don't have Wi-Fi. I do have cellular activated on here because I use this iPad for more purposes than flying. Also get a portable charger and a power bank. Sporty's actually makes a good one. This is not sponsored, but I'll put a list of all the equipment that I use down in the description below. And also get an E6B flight computer app. You guys can either get the app or you guys can get the physical thing. I have the physical thing because I like being hands-on with stuff. Good thing to have. You're gonna need it, especially in your cross-country phases of flying, because you're gonna have to make nav logs, and trust me, those are a pain in the ass to start studying those already. It's a good thing to have. We're going under books and references now. First thing you guys need to get is a FAR aim. It's gonna be a FAR aim. I don't know where mine went. I think it's in my room. But get yourself a FAR aim. Make sure it's the current year that you're in. So if you're in 2025, have the 2025 one. You guys can also get the FAR aim app as well. And on ForeFlight, it also has the FAR aim too. But get the book. It's better for the eye. The Pilot Handbook of Aeronautical Knowledge, you guys can get this for free on the FAA website. It's as the form of a PDF. It's also in my Discord server too if you guys want it. And also the Airplane Flying Handbook, because it has some useful information in there too. And also have a copy of your checklist of the airplane as well. It's a good thing to have a copy because you can sit down, close your eyes, pretend that you're in the cockpit, and you can be like, all right, mixture full rich. Prime the engine, give it a little bit of throttle, left, forward, right, behind, clear prop, engine start, all that stuff. So good idea to have in your arsenal, in your flight bag, to have your own personal checklist.
Easing more power. Smoke up, push, go. Diamond Stinger.
Right, jump, Tootsie, back.
Clothing. Depending on where you live, I'm gonna go for all the Floridians. Keep it light. Unless your flight school has a uniform, which... Keep it light on the clothing, so shirt, shorts. Also have a water bottle with you, and maybe a light snack. That's why I keep Biscoff cookies in my flight bag. You can buy the airline pack at, I'm gonna say Publix. You can buy the airline pack at Publix of Biscoff cookies for like 10 bucks. Pretty good. And plus I love Biscoff cookies. But that's really about all the equipment that you guys should have. Let's go about what you need to have as a person. So know the basics of flying before your flight lesson. So watch some like the basics of flying. So like how to do a pre-flight, engine starting procedures. Embry-Riddle has a great playlist as well. It's called Embry-Riddle Special VFR. I'll also link it in the description below of the basics of like everything. So my flight instructor actually showed me this when I was in training. They have everything, whereas engine starting procedures, principle of flight, parasite drag, 4 fundamentals of flight, taxiing, checklist usage. Basically the basics of the basics that you guys will need to know as, well, student pilots. Also have questions for your CFI. Every flight lesson, end it with at least 3 questions and answers. So usually my rule of thumb is, what should I work on? Because I do this for instrument too. What should I work on studying before the next flight? What should I practice on before the next flight? Well, you guys can't really practice, but if you guys have a simulator, you could. And what's good? What's the next flight gonna entail? So you guys always want to be pushing forward. You guys don't want to be stagnant within your training. Always keep your foot on the gas pedal. I guess that's more for cars. And also have an open mindset. You're not expected to know really that much under 10 hours of flight time. So if you're having your first flight, don't expect to know everything. On my first flight as a student pilot, I didn't know you needed more right rudder. I didn't know the standard phraseology for radio calls. You're always gonna learn, so have an open mindset when you're a student. And yeah, really the bare minimum that you guys are gonna need, just to recap, the bare minimum for your flight lesson: a passport, driver's license, medical certificate, and a headset and a logbook. That's really about it. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, or if you guys have learned something, leave a like, hit that subscribe button down below. Also, if you guys want the links for everything, they're also going to be in the description below. I will earn a light commission. I think it's like 1% or something, just to be transparent. So help support the channel as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.